You're watching the 420 Pace Network, found at 420radio.ca and paceradio.net.
So what are you doing?
Nothing.
Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
Whoa. Could have got me singing, but oh well.
Ooh, that's a nice little outfit.
Well, thank you.
I said that's a very nice outfit. Yeah, can't see you. Hello.
To me, it's just all black. I'm fading away.
You can't see my concentrate connoisseur.
You changed your fucking chair.
Look, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it.
You broke your chair?
No, I broke my back.
You what?
I broke my back almost. I had really bad back problems, and I need to get my life
sitting in
order.
the chair all the time.
It was the type of chair. I need better chair.
No,
I need a desk. I need a workspace.
That's why I got my lazy boy desk chair, because it's like sitting in a lazy boy, but I've got the posture thingy, and you got to keep your booty all nice and fresh, when you're sitting.
It's about sitting parallel. You're supposed to sit evenly on both.
Yeah, I don't sit right.
Yeah, well, I was sitting in a comfy chair, sitting like this. It was too low. It was missing a cushion. I'm trying to work on a keyboard that's down here.
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it.
I did change the chair, and it's probably going to change again. I'm sorry.
I have the Mac, my mom's Mac laptop.
Yep.
In the living room, hooked up to the big TV, so I have a wireless mic, my mouse and keyboard, and I sit on the couch and piddle and paddle and do my work. But I find that I don't get the same success rate doing it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when I'm comfortable working, like laying on a couch or sitting,
it's great for watching movies and shit.
But you don't get as much done.
No. So I have to force myself to come in here.
Yeah,
which is really hard, because this is where Steven poops.
I use a gaming chair, so I'm quite comfortable.
Yeah, that's I think on my list is I'm going to be getting a gaming computer chair.
They're not that expensive. You can get them at Best Buy for a couple $100.
You know what? Right now, there's a store here in Belleville that's got them 30% off because it's back to school.
Yep. Go for it. Yep.
So now's the time to buy all the stuff for the office.
Marcel's upset with everybody.
Marcel's not upset. He's just wondering where everybody is. And that's why I was rushing to get in here. I was like, beat the intro. I beat it.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
I know, just by the nick of time.
Yeah, Mr. Darcy didn't. So
what was that?
I guarantee you, Lenny's gonna message us in a few minutes and say, "Sorry, guys, I'm playing golf."
Yeah.
You know what? You guys already in the East Coast, you already get an extra hour. It doesn't even start until 8. Hour. Yeah, your show doesn't start till 8.
Yeah. That doesn't give us an extra hour.
Sure does. It gives you an extra hour of today, where I'm sitting here from 7 to 9. You're sitting here from 8 till 10. So you had until 8 p.m. to do what you needed to do. I only had until 7.
We had the same amount of time. Because you could have got up an hour fucking earlier.
No, how do you figure?
I had to. Because I had to get up an hour earlier than you.
Sorry.
How do you know that? How do you know?
I had to clean.
Then you would have had plenty of time.
I had to clean up garbage from Bear this morning. Go to the dump.
Bear is not a pet; it's an actual bear.
Garbage from Winnie. And go to the dump, shop, get some meds, blah 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 blah. Came home and I had enough time for an hour nap.
A nap.
Lucky you.
Yep. You got to have a nap.
Well, the reason I had a nap is because
you had to clean up crap from the bear.
Oh fuck shit! The age-old question: does a bear shit in the woods?
A bear shits wherever he wants.
No, he shits in my fucking backyard.
Well, that too.
Okay,
dog will eat it.
I got this today. Some meds. And I know you can't.
Potluck.
Now, let me explain what this is. Potluck. Here, I can turn on the light now.
I know what that is.
It is it's by sensibuds.ca, and it is a legal product here in Canada. And it is a 4-pack, 1 ounce of 2 sativa and 2 indica, orange layer cake, pineapple express, which I'm having right now. Banana cream, which knocked me out for my nap, which is why I had an hour nap, and then the frosted cherry. Now I find it really cool because have you seen these, Mary Jane?
Yeah, the variety pack.
They come in little containers with a little tiny moisture pack in each one. It was $136 with my seniors discount.
Yep.
And I'm tickled pink. 3 out of the 4 strains, 7 grams a box. I really enjoyed, and then the one will be great for nighttime. Right? Like I am surprisingly enough, after we'll say 14 years of saying fuck you to the legal system, I like it.
Well, it depends on what product you're getting, right?
Yes.
You did get a better, in my opinion, product of like what's available. But like there's so many new products available. I can't speak to any other product. I'm just saying specifically, I know I like the Pineapple Express from Potluck.
Okay, so the other one that I've been getting, other than the Shatterizer brand stuff, I get that all the time. But the other thing that I've been getting is the Royalty Shatter, and they do 0.5 gram of each, 2 like an up and a down, right? A sativa and a indica, and for $33 I can get like 3-4 days worth of shatter, right? And
is Royalty still around? I heard they went under.
Well, maybe, but they're still shipping. So, because I had some last week.
Well, I mean, if a company goes under, stores still have stock.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Like they still have stock.
So that's my little review. I'm trying the Pineapple Express right now.
I just want to add, I'm not sure if Royalty went under. I don't want someone to be like, fake news.
Fake news. I
wish we had a fact checker.
That. Where do I have that? Where's that?
We need somebody. Hold on. Can we? I just want to say, if there's anybody out there. Wait, what's going on? Okay, if there's anybody out there,
while I'm looking it up, please fuck off.
Well, I was gonna say, if there's anybody out there who would like the job of fact checker during the show, and you watch our show often. Literally, just comment and be like, yo, I would love to be fact checker. Basically, you just got to be able to type quicker than Marcel can. So that way he can stay engaged in the conversation. That's kind of,
Marcel is the Google it guy. When I started doing this with Dave, and Marcel met Dave. He met Dave back then.
We should have him ducked up.
And Brian was the one, and you guys have met Brian as well. Brian was the one that did all the searching and stuff like that during the show back in the day, and now Marcel does. So we've all got our own little thing that we do, although we're still trying to figure out what it is that Mary Jane does other than sit there and look pretty.
Jeez, that's actually all you let me do in the beginning was sit here.
No, that's not true. That is not true.
I should say I'll correct myself.
I led you around by your microphone leash.
Oh no,
for 2
I
years.
mean on air. So when we first started this, we didn't do video. So it was really difficult to know when the other person was about to say something.
But we did do pictures, and that's we always had somebody walking around with us taking pictures, or we were doing that at the same time. Right?
Yeah, but I mean, even just this way, we were just literally sitting listening to each other. And when you have 5 people talking in a conversation and nobody can see each other, nobody knows who's about to speak next.
We could see each other because we were using Hangouts and Skype back then, but the audience or listenership, as they call it, could not see us.
It's been a long time.
We've been using video now for 4 years.
Like, I've been here a long time. I know you've been doing this a long time. Marcel, do we got an answer on that yet?
Yeah,
Loyalty still around?
Yeah, they're still around. Yeah, they do vape, sugar wax, shatter, live resin, VHO extract vapes, hash, and diamonds and sauce.
There are a few well-known brands that are going to be popping off pretty soon, though.
Oh yeah.
What's popping off mean?
Leaving us, saying goodbye, bye.
That's the opposite of what popping off is in my world. So
unless they can get picked up.
For somebody who is a churchgoer with a boyfriend who is a churchgoer, you guys are pretty raunchy. I just want to say.
What are you talking about?
I don't
Nobody
know.
goes. Who goes to church?
You don't remember the chat rooms back in the early 90s?
I'm like, what's going on? How dare you? How dare you?
Some of those chat rooms were. And
oh my God! Hey, my chat rooms were raunchy, buddy.
Well, trust me, but these were the most religious people in public.
No,
but
I
as
know.
soon as they were online.
I'm still trying to figure out what the hell you're talking about.
I'm just bugging you.
Week?
I'm just bugging you.
Thing on the podcast, on the episode, like what?
I'm just bugging you. That's all.
Oh, okay. You're definitely.
Hold on 1 minute.
I'm like, how dare you assume my religion?
Come here.
How do you know I even have a religion?
Lay down and stay. Sorry, Rose is acting weird today because she got into the garbage in the fucking kitchen the other day, so she's gotten into something.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some edibles or something?
Like, no. Just rotten food will make you feel funky if you're not feeling well. And she did that twice. The bears are so abundant here at the moment that I literally have to keep the garbage inside. I put it in the kitchen and she rips into it eventually. And I put it into the bathroom and I turn the fan on because it gets, pretty stinky. And so it's not fun sometimes. Although it's cool. I like bears.
Yeah, as long as they're just not bugging you.
Well, they don't bug me. They're usually just doing their own thing. I'm the one that goes out and bugs them. This morning,
you kind of are a bear.
This morning at 5:30, as some people saw the video, I was out there screaming, "Bear! Hey, bear! Get out of here!" I broke my broom and everything.
Did you not watch the video about the woman with bear? Or were you trying to reenact that?
No. I don't want nothing to do with the bears, to be honest with you. I just enjoy looking at them. I have a bear bang. That's all I have. Which I used, and it scared the fucking... Not this time, the other time. See, I wouldn't make a big deal out of it, but this was the big 600-pounder. It wasn't the little guy. So Dad was around, and the little ones were off somebody else's garbage, right? But Marcel, how are you finding that information?
Which information?
Whatever information you were looking at.
I was looking at the royalty stuff.
And did we already talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're there. I'm just listening to you two yet ramble on.
Well, it's my job.
I know. That's why I'm sitting here listening.
So you've tried potluck stuff, Mary Jane?
What's that?
You've tried potluck?
Yes.
You know, you can go to the legacy market and do the same thing for less money.
Oh, dude, you know what? You're talking. You're preaching to the fucking choir.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, but also, I just want to remind you, bonehead, I'm in the middle of butt fuck nowhere. Okay,
hey,
there are no reservations that deliver in this area. The only way I can do is grow my own, order legal, or order out of BC, which I do.
Most of that's not coming from BC. Most of that's
I understand that. I understand they buy it the lowest bid. But explain to me something, okay? I find it really interesting what's happening in Ontario and all the other provinces, and then you've got BC. And BC is they allow shipping of the black market product out of BC legally.
How?
And
how do they legally allow it?
I don't know, but they're checking ID now on these sites to stay within government regulations so that they stay out of trouble longer, I guess.
Oh,
right. That's the new thing now. They're asking for ID, driver's license, credit card, blah 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 blah, so that they verify who you are and that you are of age, and then you can order
make
from
sure
them.
You're not a cop.
And then you can and then you can order from them quite freely. It takes about 3 days, and there are several companies out there that do it very business, and BC Bud is one of them. BC Bud Express is the one that I've been using since I've been here, and I don't mind their products, although you're buying the same products that you would get off the reservation, I am assuming, because because that's the kind of buds you're getting, right? You're getting a lot of smalls, which I don't mind smalls, as we've said many times. You get a big bud, you break it up into a small bud.
I feel like it's about strain.
But when
you can go to legacy, you can go to legal, you can go wherever you want. If it's not the right strain for you, then you just keep searching.
Exactly. So I keep searching. So I'm searching, and this is why I'm buying this stuff, also to tell people what I find that I like, just like Mary Jane does. Marcel doesn't bother with the legal market because we don't need to go there. But
he's a grower. He doesn't need to.
It's because the legal market isn't medicinal. They have nothing medicinal.
That's right.
Legal
yes,
market.
But hold on.
Yeah, because it's recreational market. That's why.
Okay, but there are some strains on here that I would consider medicinal. I'm sorry.
Well, you can call any strain you want medicinal, but it's not a medicinal market. It's a recreational market. I don't support a recreational market.
Weed is weed, and in most cases, when you get medicinal weed, as they call it, you've got some trichomes on there. Most of the fucking rec market, you don't.
Right. That's why I say it's not medicinal.
Well, okay. So
why would I don't support a recreational market. I never would support a recreational market. I support a medicinal market. Therefore, I don't shop in legal stores because there's no medicinal stores with medicinal.
Well, there's no crystal. You're not getting everything the plant offers. That would be the difference to me between medical and recreational. Is in a recreational market. You may get the same bud, but you're not gonna get the trichomes and the other shit, and there may be things added to it.
But I'm a little confused right now. Is it the market, the products? What is it that's recreational or medicinal?
Both. Okay, the market is recreational.
You just said the product that Al's talking about that he said could be medicinal.
Yes, when it comes just to the flower.
So does that not have to do with intention then?
What?
The intent as to why the person is using it? Because I can use cannabis both medically and recreationally.
And that's totally fine, and I understand that. And I could do the same thing. But what I'm saying is they were set up as a recreational market, not a medicinal market.
Yes.
Right?
Correct.
So if I don't support a recreational market, I only support a medicinal market. Why would I shop at a recreational market?
But that
Do you
okay,
still look for like approved recreational usage?
No, I don't, who cares? I fucking use cannabis wherever I want.
No, I mean but to me it sounds like you're saying you only support medicinal and not recreational. But you're saying market, not usage, right?
Oh, usage. Look, I don't care
Like,
what
can
people
somebody use
use.
it for recreational? So then why shouldn't they be able to go to the recreational market to get it? Or is that what you're saying? You just
Why
don't go there
bother?
because you don't use it recreationally. You use it medically, so you get it from the
No,
medical aspect.
I am saying I support a medicinal market. I never supported a recreational market, is what I'm saying.
So you
So if
don't think people should be able to use cannabis recreationally?
sure, they can use it all they want, but they
So
don't
then
have
where
to
do they
have
get it?
stores specifically only selling medicinal or recreational if they're not going to have any medicinal outlets.
Oh,
Do you know
so
what I
your
mean?
problem isn't with recreational stores. It's with the fact that they don't have medicinal stores.
My problem is with the government overreach that they destroyed a medical program for greed.
Okay.
Because we had a medical program, patients could get their cannabis, they could grow their own cannabis, everything was fine. Then they decide that, hey, we're going to make this recreational, we'll legalize it. We're going to do that, and we're going to throw on an extra fucking 25% worth of taxes. And we won't have any medicinal. We're only going to sell recreational. And if patients want to buy it, then they can pay taxes.
Mm-hmm.
That I disagree with. So then they come out with the products that the majority of or I'm going to say almost all of the products that are made that could be considered medicinal are made with fucking distillates,
Yep.
which are not medicinal. So therefore, I cannot support or condone a recreational market until they fix a medicinal market.
Well, it'll never happen.
Exactly. So therefore, I'll never fucking support recreational.
Well, but in some cases, Marcel, you have to understand that some people don't have a choice.
That's totally fine. I don't stop anybody from going there.
I
don't
think
want
it's more
people
that
to
you
stop.
don't support
But you asked,
the government and how they've rolled it
what
out.
my big issue is, okay, recreational, medical, whatever you want to call it, as far as I'm concerned, if it's a good bud and it's helping you medically, then it's working for you. But there are certain processes that they use in the recreational market that they don't use in the medicinal market, and the recreational market loses some of that medical aspect, I guess, of the actual product.
Yeah.
Being tumbling. Now I like the fact that you can take this byproduct and that byproduct and that byproduct and make other products out of those. I like that idea. That works pretty much for everything. What I don't like is the fact that when you sell a bud, I don't care what market you're in, when you sell them product, I want to see the trichomes. I want the full flavor. I don't want anything added to it. If you want it to taste like lemon, make it taste like lemon genetically. Do you know what I mean? Like
Not with botanical terpenes.
I will get the flavors, the strains that work for me, ironed out eventually, and that's what I will grow myself. But until then, I only have access to the legal market or the black market, because
So
the
you mean
recreational market
legal
up here.
recreational market?
What's that?
You mean legal recreational market?
When you
The
say
legal,
legal, it
Not
is
legal
recreational.
medical.
yeah. There's
But when you say
there's
legal,
no
it's
other,
recreational.
yeah. There's no other legal market. There's just the legal
Well,
market.
you're
Remember,
forgetting
let's
the
also add,
illegal medical market.
Mary Jane, let's also
That I
add
don't
that
have
the
a problem
Canadian
with.
government still doesn't fucking recognize the medical use of cannabis.
I know. They call
No,
it
because the amount of money,
marijuana with an H. I get it.
right? But it's because of the amount of money that the Canadian government gets from the pharmaceutical industry, who adamantly will never admit that cannabis is a medicine. Yet they try and synthesize it. Marinol, that was wonderful. $3 billion fucking
Or
waste of money.
side effects.
Sesamet, I was on it for 5 fucking years. You watched me go from pretty
Yeah,
healthy
the
to
side effect shit.
See, to me, those were the best jokes in the fucking world. That was hilarious, watching the pharmaceutical companies bend over backwards after Mitchullam said that, oh, THC is the psychoactive compound of cannabis, therefore it must be the medicinal compound. Oh, we can synthesize it. Let's spend billions of dollars, get it out onto the market.
now they push CBD as the medicinal.
Well,
Well, it's because they're
exactly.
learning.
Because Mitchullam come back 10 years later and said, oh, I was wrong. It's actually CBD has all the medicinal products, which were found fucking 40 years before or 20 years before he found THC, right? But they'd already spent billions of dollars to synthesize THC that basically fucking let people have a nap and made them hungry, and that was it. It did nothing health-wise for them.
Well, I mean, if you were suffering from not being able to eat,
Yeah,
then it was
okay.
beneficial. See,
The long and the
my
short- the-
problem is not with the medical or not with the rec market. It's with the way the government rolled everything out. The fact that we've had a medical system in place in Canada for more years than we've had
But as far as the
recreational, but we
government was
have no
concerned,
brick
that
and
was
mortar
forced.
stores medical.
The
Exactly.
medical program was forced. They had to do it.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
aware of all of that too. But like when you were talking about medical products or like medical products having different things than the recreational market, I'm like, not really. Most of the medical LPs are selling the exact products that you can go or similar products that you can get right from the OCS or from the store. So it feels like
And
the government is trying to force everybody into the rec store, which is
exactly, because they don't
that
want
falls
to
on the
admit.
government.
That's right. My problem is with the government, not with the individual stores. It's with the government. There shouldn't have been a recreational market put in place until the medical market was done, but they're not going to allow a medical market because their overlords who pay them their money won't allow them to have a medical market because they won't allow
Overlords.
them to admit cannabis is a medicine and was a
Well,
medicine long before pharmaceuticals were around.
I know I got really frustrated when they first started recreational, like within the first year, and people that were ordering cannabis through their medical LP for a year or so, the same product, same thing, that's what worked for them, all of a sudden disappeared from being available on the medical side of things, but somehow ended up on the rec side of things.
Mhm.
And that was like a huge issue for not just like I wasn't the one ordering, but I could see that there was a problem there because now we're running into the issue of now we have to, as patients, go to the rec market. Hello?
No, that's me.
He's bugging Darcy.
The boys?
Yeah.
I'm like,
calling-
yeah.
Okay, wait. We're gonna hear what Lenny's doing. I'm on the golf course. Sorry.
Darcy's not even answering his phone because he knows
No.
I'm pissed now.
Yeah,
waiting.
a couple minutes late is not half an hour,
Typey,
boys.
typey.
Just saying.
Typey.
I think maybe we should do that in our shows. We should call people. Since nobody calls us, we're supposed to have call-in show. Like, call us.
D, quick, what's your phone number?
Just on that end, I mean, we do have Skype. And oh, Jesus, Marcel.
Sorry, man.
We do have Skype. We do have Skype, and it is at Lifestyle Radio. So if you have Skype and you want to call in, you can try.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and I just deleted Skype off my phone.
I might answer.
Oh.
Oh,
Not
guess
if it's
what I
me
did
calling.
this week? Guess what I did this week?
Oh, I'd like to call and complain about your co-host.
So this week I
that
answered an
mouthy guy that
ad.
never has his face up there. What was that?
What, Marijane?
Yeah, the one that's just a voice. I said this week I answered an ad. that I seen on Facebook for they were looking for extras casting for I think it was Happy Gilmore 2. And
Oh,
it was an open casting call video. I set up the appointment.
Look what, sorry, Mary Jane. Look in the chat at what Lennie said. I called it.
He's golfing. That's hilarious.
Are your kids eating now? Am I not?
That's fucking hilarious. Oh, they're talking. Let's listen. Listen.
Sorry, they're not listening to our conversation. So.
Hi, Timmy.
He's already shook his head and gone upstairs.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't even hear what he said. I just heard something about dinner and kids. And I was like, you got to ask.
Well, what are you having?
He made chicken.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, the casting call. The reason why I'm telling everybody this is because the company is called 99 Productions or something like that, but it's NINE and then the number 9. Do not set up an appointment with these people. Do not reach out to them. It is a huge scam. So you answer an ad that says they're casting for people. You fill out your name information. They get your phone number. And you go into the meeting, and it's not a one-on-one like you assumed. It's a group call. As a viewer, you don't get to say anything, type anything, ask anything. You just have to listen to the presentation.
Oh, wow.
And then, and during the presentation, they're going on and on about the fact that they have closed casting things. So that way the companies or the movies just deal directly with them. She said, you'll never see them posted anywhere. So that was red flag number 1, because you're trying to tell me that the gigs you have aren't posted anywhere, which means how does anybody even know if there are any positions? And the fact that she's calling out people's names. Oh yeah, I've got you signed in. And she went through like 50 names. Each person at the end of the call, she's like, yeah, we'll put together your portfolio. We'll do all this stuff. And it's $139
Well,
today.
you know what? That's what that scam's been going on a long time.
Yeah.
But if you go on and you type in 99, it's like, it's true. This woman has built a website that shows people that are trying to get into acting roles, but she has no acting roles.
Yeah.
So it's just a website of, like, I can start a page with models and just post a bunch of people's photos. But if I have no gigs to give people, then all I have is a page of models. And I'm charging the models. Like,
they already do that. It's called Pornhub.
Yeah. Actually, no, they do it on Instagram. There's a lot of pages for not just for modeling, but cannabis and everything.
Instagram, as I just said to Sherry Ann the other day, Instagram has become a place for selling drugs and porn.
Yeah. Yeah, it's sad.
You know,
I can't sell any of my drugs or porn on there. I don't know what's going on.
You're not talking to the right people, Mary Jane.
Clearly not. Clearly not. All right, I'm going to take a minute and go heat up my tea and just make sure everything's okay up there.
You know, I do want to remind you that we are doing a show and we are in the middle of it and we are live.
I am. I'm also aware that we're down 2 people, and if we had those 2 people, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. So
you're in a very fucking argumentative
mood.
Now
that we are down, you know it is a big deal, and you're going to abandon us anyways.
Bye. Go on.
You know what? I have a multitude of relationships.
I think she just gave you the finger. She's that mad she even turned the camera off.
Oh, that was funny.
That was cute.
There's a few other people I'd like to do that to.
Almost as good as sauerkraut.
There's a lot of activity going on my phone today, and I don't fucking know why.
Busy phone day. Well, you're up in middle of nowhere, so I gotta let dog out. Hang on, I think she wants her.
Oh, you're gonna leave too?
No. I just gotta open the door here and let her out of the office. Oh, there you go. She'll come and open the door again anyway. So
Rosa doesn't even want to go outside anymore.
She don't like bears.
No,
I don't blame her.
Come. When as soon as the sun starts going down, man, she's done. She won't go out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Our big thing now is
she'll sit out there all day long, but the minute the sun goes down, in the house.
Our big thing now is checking for skunks after it's dark.
Yeah. And did you get the smell out?
Oh, I have no problem getting that out.
Yeah, it baffles my brain. I hear over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Don't get your dog wet.
No, if you wash them right, you can do that. The worst thing you could do is use tomato juice, because tomato juice doesn't work worth shit. Right? And then every time the dog gets wet, all you'll smell is skunk.
Or tomato juice.
No, not even tomato juice. All you'll smell is skunk.
Oh, so hi, Mary Jane. Did you get your tea?
Yeah, fuck you too.
If you get sprayed with a skunk, or your animal pet gets sprayed with a skunk, the recipe is pretty simple. Dawn dish detergent, hydrogen peroxide, and baking powder.
Yep.
Or baking soda. Yeah, not powder.
I was just going to ask, powder or soda?
Yeah.
Okay.
Baking soda. Use it as a shampoo. Shampoo the entire dog. Rinse it off. If you have a shampoo that you normally use for the dog, go ahead and use that afterwards.
Bo, our family dog, Bobo, a big, round, 85-pound Australian Shepherd, had a tangle with a skunk, and then my mom threw him in the car, and then tomato juice, and then another skunk, and just the whole house stunk for 6 months, and the car.
Because tomato juice never ever worked.
Yeah.
No.
But
make your dog smell more like
I've been seeing a lot of those, Facebooky posts that say, "Don't get your dog wet," or your pet, or you.
Oh, you mean sprayed?
If you get sprayed, yes.
Well, if I get sprayed, then I'm using the same recipe.
Well, if I get sprayed, I'm in the shower, fucking scrubbing my fucking everything.
Right, but make the shampoo first.
Well, yeah, I always have Dawn. That's what I buy.
Yeah.
I like the blue because I like the
platinum one.
Sometimes, yeah, but I'll mix it up just for the different smells. I got the it's the clear stuff, and it's like I got an apple scent.
Oh no, I don't care about the smell. I buy the big gallon jug of the Dawn Platinum and just fill up squeeze bottles as I need it.
Yeah.
That's the same detergent they use to clean wildlife.
Yeah, well, that's
the reason everything. Being is it's an actual detergent. It breaks down oil and oils, and it's perfectly safe for humans and animals. Whereas the other detergents out there are detergents, they're soaps. So they don't break down the grease as well.
And I will say that it was a fluke that this happened.
Mm-hmm.
It was a fluke. It was developed in a laboratory, and it just happened.
What?
The end product just happened.
Dawn?
Yeah, Dawn, the blue Dawn. And they didn't know. They did not know that the stuff would work for animals until a wildlife federation went out there and there was an oil spill, and they were looking for something that worked, and it worked. And now we have Dawn works on everything. And
I wonder what happened when they used palm olive.
A lady had
they tried.
A really nice lady had nice fingernails. That's what I remember about palm olive.
Yeah.
I almost ran into a skunk on Friday. I was leaving the casino and I got lucky twice. Because I literally almost was walked right into it. I was like, wow, and jumped.
Do you still go to a casino every month?
I actually was at the Woodbine Casino on Friday, and I was talking about you. We were there when the King's Plate was on. That was last Friday.
Oh, cool. Did you go to the
No,
race?
we had no idea. We showed up at 8:00 at night because we were just in the area. I went in with $93. I left with $250.
I used to sit with my grandfather at Panzer's North, the one up near above Steeles near Highway 7, and the original restaurant, one of the original restaurants. And downstairs, they would have betting. My grandfather would be downstairs betting on the horses, right?
Good evening, Darcy.
We would watch all the races.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to go to Woodbine Casino, Grandstand Woodbine now, because they just added a big area onto it, and it's too overwhelming.
I went with my cousin long time ago when it was at Greenwood, was still there, and I've been to Woodbine a couple of times, and the casino with you, and a charity casino. That's all I've ever. No, that's not true. When my mom and I were up in Thunder Bay, we went to a casino, and I walked out of there with $200. I was flat broke traveling with my mom. She gave me $20 just to see what would happen. I walked out with $200. Got home. I had groceries for the fucking week that I had to wait for my check. So
I have great luck at the casino, and I only ever play slots.
But I was playing 21 because that's really the only game that I know. And I was sitting with a bunch of compulsive gamblers, and they were helping me. Darcy, are you alive yet?
Oh, I'm here.
Oh, he's here.
I tried to say hello to him, but y'all wouldn't shut up. So
we were in the middle of a discussion.
No, you weren't. You're talking
and I wasn't being rude. I wasn't being rude and interrupting.
I was.
No, sorry about that. I was dealing with something. Marcel knows what I was dealing with.
I could have fixed that fucking an hour ago for you.
Dude, it's been all day.
No, I would have fixed that an hour ago. Anyway.
Yeah, so how's everybody doing tonight?
I'm all right.
How's your plants going, Al? I've seen pictures.
They seem to be all right. When I went in there, I guess maybe the beginning of last week, I was actually kind of disappointed. Everything was yellow and not looking all that good. And then when I went out today, they're all perky, and you saw the pictures.
Well, you do. Yeah, so you must week.
No, I go out quite a lot and look at them, but I don't. I mean, I'll open the door and okay, they're all right, and check the water and leave. I'm not examining them, just making sure there's no balls is really what I'm doing. I go out, every 2-3 days. Rose is being a fucking twat waffle today.
I check my plants every day, guaranteed, usually twice a day.
Well, I will now. I'm going to start because now they're all flowering now. They've all gone into flower, so I'm going to start checking them regularly.
Shout out to Chrissy. Thank you, Chrissy, for defoliating some of my plants.
Oh, and teaching your wife how to do it.
I know now. She was out there picking on some the other day. They're getting there today.
Well, you know what I found was all of the fan leaves dried up and fell off on their own for the most part. And the really big ones I took off, but everything else is just kind of doing what it's supposed to be doing. So
let it do it.
Well, what I've noticed is the Northern Lights. It's going to be short, but there's a lot of nugs starting, and they're going to be big. And the Pineapple Express is a little taller, and they're starting as well. But it's tall and lanky. I mean, it looks like nothing because of all the fan leaves are being gone, right? But
Yeah.
the other two, the two CBD strains, both got so tall I had to clip them. I had to cut off the tops because they were hitting the top of the
That would
greenhouse.
likely be the hemp gene in them.
Yeah, that's what I figured, Darcy. That's what I figured. Yeah. So I'm enjoying watching the difference between a feminized, I guess, well, not a CBD strain is what I'm getting at, I guess, right?
Look at the hairs on that.
That's my Durban poison.
That's pink.
Yeah, mine are fuchsia like that too.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
Hang on.
Actually, I sent pictures in the group.
Oh, wrong person.
Hey. What if I was picking my nose or something?
I was looking at that sexy, like scary
There
face.
you go,
behind you.
Marcel.
What is
Is that what you wanted to do?
Oh,
Yep.
look at that.
Or
So
of course we can go
poison.
We can go on the other side.
Now hang on.
Now, Marcel, do me a favor tomorrow.
Oh, hang on. I got to switch pictures here.
Check your purple satellite. Does it have pink hairs too?
You tell me.
Because mine does. I might get a pile of.
You're the second person that mentioned defoliation in the same day.
Yeah,
now you got to explain what that is.
I feel like this is the time of year.
Taking
you
off
have to
big
keep
leaves.
on top of your defoliation now, because if you don't,
that's what you showed us the last show, and that's what I was doing. That I've been sitting out there pulling leaves off.
Shit. Just hang on.
Yeah, it's thinning out the leaves so that way the air can flow through around the plant, and so that way not a lot of moisture will stick around the plant.
It's everything's very dry in there, although it's humid in there.
Mm-hmm.
And
so you have good airflow then.
I have a fan blowing. I have a right. So because
there you go, Darcy.
Mine are way more pinker than that, Marcel.
The first year I had powdery mildew and I had to wash my plants, remember?
Yeah.
That's a cocksucker. That's a cocksucker, that stuff is.
Yeah.
That's pretty much like, it's almost like when it gets on it, you just cut the powdery mildew part off. It's like a fungus.
They were pinker 3 days ago, but then I took my scope out tonight and I see quite a bit of amber happening.
So really? Are those almost ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, take a look at yours under the scope, Darcy. You might start seeing a lot more amber.
Some of that photo is clear and some of it's blurry. The blurry parts I want to see clearer.
Yeah.
Well, MJ, I'll send you a picture in the group right now of mine. So 1 second.
It's hard to take pictures outdoors because you have the wind.
Oh, it's a son of a bitch right now.
Especially trying to get a close-up photo of.
Close-up outdoors is hard.
But just hang on a second.
So pretty.
Gotta send a picture.
That's my Durban poison, MJ.
Wow.
Look at the size of that. I couldn't get it all in the picture.
That's crazy.
And there's my hairs.
I actually have a passion for outdoor cannabis photography.
Oh, then why aren't you doing it?
I'm actually looking at going to a farm this weekend.
Cool.
And bringing the camera. Yeah.
So, Al, I went to visit a friend yesterday actually, and I got talking to him about rosin, and he goes, "Here, I got something for you." He brings me out a fucking brand new rosin press.
What?
No.
Yeah, one of them tabletop ones.
Oh, like a nug smasher.
Yeah, but this one's made by Across International.
It's a clamshell press.
What's the worth?
The price I looked up online, it said $350.
US,
not
so that's
bad.
about 500 Canadian.
I got because I've got, as you know, between the plates and the press. The press was the cheap part. It was like $350 at Canadian Tire, but the plates
Just buy good plates.
The plates were $700-800 because of the shipping and shit, right?
And they buy good plates. You got to buy good plates because you can buy shitty Chinese plates.
That's right.
Yeah, you buy shitty Chinese plates. You get what you get when you squish your rosin.
Yep. And and the plates I have 2 probes, not just one. Each plate has 2 probes.
See, I figured out how to make these. My other press I was given 2, and I figured out how to make them shitty Chinese plates work.
So now you can give your buddy back his press, and you've got your own.
No, he's going to Ontario. He told me keep it. So I got 2.
Oh, you can pay it forward.
Yeah. Well, I figured Marcel's gonna. I figure one of these days, next time Marcel's done, I'll likely give him my small and take home to play around with.
Cool. He'll have fun with that.
What?
Yeah. My little press.
Oh God.
He will have fun with it. He's saying that now, but once he gets it and starts playing around with it, like, I like this. Oh, how about I just trade you some gummies for this?
Well, that's always an option.
Yeah, I like the barter system.
The only thing I don't have that I would like to get a hold of, and I'm going to try and do that, is, and we were talking about it a couple of weeks ago, is one of the green oil machines.
Yeah, well, I'm looking at. I want to get. I got a hash machine. I got a rosin press. I got an oil machine to make oil if I want to make oil. The only one, there was one I wanted to get. Oh, I want a freeze dryer. Me and Marcel, both.
An oven a pressure oven might be fun.
I can get a pressure oven right now. They're cheap.
You can get them on Vivo, or is that what it's called, Vivo?
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Vever, you can get them. They're like a couple $100.
That's where I'm buying my my trimmer off of there, Al.
They have a lot. I didn't get one of those trimmers, and now I wish I had gotten one of the spin trimmers. But the prices are very reasonable on there. I mean, they sell a lot of restaurant equipment, so they'll have everything that you would need to process cannabis and stuff, right?
So here's a really cool hack for you.
Okay.
If you find something on Amazon and it's a Vever product, go to the Vever website, and it's about $50 to $60 cheaper.
Hey, buddy weeds. Well, I would have gotten my wrap for the grow room from them, but they were out of stock.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I can't remember where I got it, but it's got a blue tinge to it. It's not white.
There's my cloudy trichromes, Darcy.
1 second.
Dale wants to know what the trimmer is, Darcy.
It's like a Trim Pro.
How much is it? It's for Vever.
No, he says, "What's this trimmer?"
Yeah,
you got a website or something we can look at? Have you got a website or something we can look at?
Yes, that's what I said.
I'll bring it up. Just hang on.
Right.
So bring
and
it
actually,
up
Marcel, that same one that's on Marcel.
Yeah.
That same one that's on Vever right now.
Yeah.
Is on Canadian Grow Supplies for $349. And on Vever right now, it's
is that the one that you can attach your?
Is that the same one?
Is it? Can you attach your drill to the top? One. Is that the one?
Oh no, these are electric.
No.
Oh,
these are electric. You just these are better. I'm buying one here. I got to buy one here within the next.
Do you lose a lot of Do you lose a lot of trichomes when you use these machines?
No. If you're right, do it right.
I wouldn't put your butt in there dry.
You can use the trichomes anyways. You can always sprinkle them back on, but I like trichomes.
Ain't that weird, Marcel? That fucking Vever trimmer is on Amazon for $3.79 Canadian, and it's on Vever for where'd it go? Vever. Oh, where'd it go? That fucking thing.
Is that the 16-inch?
Yeah.
16-inch for $296.
$296. That's the crank one. Now I got the electric one.
Was it? Oh, hang on. Let me go down to the electric
the
one. Here's the
crank one.
electric one. Okay, here's the tabletop one for $268, which literally it sucks.
Yeah.
And then there's the 19-inch trimmer with the fingers.
Yeah.
For $403.
Yeah. Well, Vever has the exact same one for $3.
I wish you'd pull the website up so that we're not just sitting here boring people about what we're talking about. They can't see that.
All right, hang on.
I know. I'm like, what's this trimmer look like?
Yes, Marcel, pull it up.
That's like saying I just got this weed. It's really fucking good, and not putting a picture.
Actually, I did get this weed, and it is really fucking good. Al. Here, I'll put my camera up for you. See if you can see my jar.
So, Darcy, you didn't see what I was talking about earlier. I got a potluck combo pack. It's an ounce from Potluck.
I've seen that.
4 different strains, and it's fucking awesome.
Make me big.
What the?
All right. So these are all their trimmers at Vever. So there's the hand crank ones.
Yeah, I was looking at those.
Don't get one of those.
Okay.
Why do you say no? You just get tired.
Spend the extra $100 out and buy the electric one.
Okay.
These are the electric ones. This is a tabletop one. And basically all you do is you take the whole cola and you just set it on the top and turn it over by hand.
You roll it.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you're holding on to it. You're not just throwing it in.
Yeah. So the problem with that, though, is that just takes off all the bigger leaves that are on the outside. So when you remove the bud off of that stalk, you're still going to be trimming.
Yep.
This one is an electric one.
Make it big, please. Thank you.
I made it big. Right. So that's an electric one. See what other pictures they have here. I want to see a picture inside. So it tilts. So I don't know why they have a bunch of stock there, but that doesn't do that. So don't think of that as that. That's literally the door that you open up for your buds to fall out already trimmed.
Okay.
So if you look right here, you'll see the fingers.
Yes.
They're like silicone strips. They move the buds around while the blade is turning underneath.
So you don't have to spin it.
No, it spins. All of these arms up here, each one of them has these fingers on it. So you have bud all the way around, and these things literally roll the bud around however many times you figure you want until you open the door. When you open the door, the buds all fall out.
And what about where do the trichomes go?
The trichomes will usually stay in the bud. Now,
even with these, it doesn't agitate it so much that the trichomes come off?
If you left it on there for a long time, yeah.
Okay.
And if it was dry.
But I'm not finished. Underneath, you get a mesh bag that collects all your trim.
Okay.
And any trichomes that came off are in that.
Okay.
All right. So these will work for wet or dry. I prefer them for wet.
You prefer wet. I prefer doing it wet too because it doesn't crumble all over you.
You also don't lose as many trichomes.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
And it's wet. So basically, the day I harvest off the plant, I cut the buds off and I throw them in there. And then I'm done.
Day one,
the day I cut them. Actually, they literally go right from the garden to a trimmer.
And how much is that?
That on that website is $403.
So you can get it $300, $400, $500.
Oh yeah. Well, you can get them under $500 easily.
Okay.
But that same trimmer that he was looking at there, Al, Amazon is the exact same one right now, which is a Vever product on sale for $379.
Yeah, so they put it on sale. So if you can grab it there cheaper, grab it there.
Which is weird.
Yeah. But normally with most Vever products that you find on Amazon, it's cheaper on Vever. And
that's what I found as well.
These guys have a shit ton of grow stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yes, but they also have it. This site is huge for restaurant supplies as well, right?
It's huge for everything.
Yeah, it's a really big.
These are their grow tents.
Yep.
Right? So they've got a whole selection of grow tents. Wait, now back here.
That was Google stuff.
Yeah. Grow tent here.
I've spent hours just looking at shit.
Right? There's grow tents, lights.
Yep.
158 full spectrum dimmable LED for $128. That'll last you a month.
Now those lights,
they're CO2 burners. So you want to make your own CO2 for your grow tent? There's your burner.
Yeah, and them other grow lights back there, those would make awesome side lighting, Marcel.
Yeah, or seedling lights.
Yeah, or side lighting. Perfect for side lighting because I want to talk a little bit about side lighting.
Yeah.
Now you know what I
like them fans. Are those heaters, Marcel?
Heaters for greenhouses.
Greenhouse heaters.
Yeah.
Now hold on a second. I have a plug-in. Can I use that?
What?
I have a heater.
Yeah.
That I used in the trailer. Yeah. A plug-in.
Yeah.
If it gets to the point where it's just too fucking cold out there, can I put that into the greenhouse like I have a fan in there?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
By all means.
All right.
Yeah. Just set it on a board.
Yep, and it's got a timer. It shuts off automatically depending on the setting and stuff like that. And I'll put it on a trip plug thingy, so it'll shut off if there's an issue.
Well, right? Yeah, and see if you can keep it to maintain a temperature of around between 15 and 20 degrees.
Yeah, because it's already dropped down to 6 here at night.
Yeah. Well, I figured
it's 5 here last night, Al.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Well, let's see what Buddy Weeds is saying here.
Northern New Brunswick had snow.
I know. I saw that. I asked my
frost this morning.
Alberta
BC had snow.
Jess posted pictures of it. Yeah, like a video of it snowing. Although my sister said there was no snow at all in Alberta where she is. She's in the center.
Jess posted a picture of one of my favorite things to do when I was in BC.
What, masturbate?
No, fuck off.
Okay.
No, driving up above the clouds.
That would be fun. Yeah, that would be fun. We're actually I experience that here all the time because we're up, at a higher elevation, and the clouds actually. When I say creepy movie vlog kind of day, it's actually the fog just going by my window, right?
I agree with Buddy Weeds when he says machines will never do as good a job as a human hand, and I.
Oh no, definitely agree. Not.
But I don't have the stamina to sit there and do a pound of weed. I can't do it.
Well, it's a pound. That would be nice.
Somebody to operate the
just
machine.
Saying in general, I don't have the stamina to, however much it is. At the farm, I had 8 plants that I had to do alone, and I had to go home, and I had to come back, and I just left them hanging in the fucking trailer until I could do them right.
When I start harvest, I don't stop until I'm finished. And
I wasn't able to.
That could easily be 20 pounds. You think I can trim 20 pounds in 3 days?
No, well, that's what I'm saying. So I'm seriously going to consider one of these trimmers.
So what I do, Al, is I'll like the last 2 years I'll throw them through like a machine trimmer, and then I'll hand manicure them.
Then finish them up.
That's what I do, and that's because I trim wet. It makes hand manicuring so much nicer.
Mhm.
That's what I would have thought as well. Now, do you get a lot of, when you do it wet? Do you have one of these, Marcel?
Oh, I have a tunnel type. My next door neighbor has one of those. So we use both.
Do you
So
get a lot of?
Oh, you own that now, don't you?
Do you get a lot of stuff on the blades?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's called hash. You scrape it off and you save it for yourself.
No shit. So what does Buddy say?
See, I don't need to buy one now, Al. I'm just gonna hire Marcel to come fucking trim my weed for me.
No, actually, you'd have to bring it to me.
No, you have to bring it to me. I am not carrying fucking 50 pounds of wet weed. No,
I'm not gonna
because I'll be getting pulled over and
trimmer
because
I got to drive back with that thing stinking.
I'll clean it before you leave here.
Oh, which one?
There's a
would I
business
bring?
idea right there.
Yeah, I know.
Mobile
On-site
trimmers.
trimming. On-site trimming.
Yeah, I think Dr. Buck used to do that. Before he I don't know if you guys know, but Dr. Buck has a kettle corn business now.
Yes, he does, and it's
very
awesome.
successful.
Let's see if Chrissy wants to get into another business. She likes trimming.
Yeah.
Because Marcel, you realize that if I had to bring all that to you, our good friend, would be getting a phone call, and he'd likely be getting rich off me.
Yeah.
So, because that'd be a fun case to fight in court. Oh, I was only dragging it to get it trimmed, officer. It's only 50 pounds.
I couldn't trim it all myself.
No, I was taking it to my buddy so he could trim it for me.
Cut it.
Is it legal? Hey, no. Here's a question.
But the thing is you'd have to cut it and leave. No, you cut the stalks off and put them in buckets.
Could I bring 4 at a time?
Well, yeah, you could bring 1 at a time if you want it.
No. Could you bring 4 at a time? Because you're allowed to grow 4 legal plants.
If they weren't as we found out when I moved up here, you can transport 4 non-flowering plants.
Yeah.
What about
take some clippings, knock them into veg, and then you can transport them, right?
Although that's if they're rooted.
What if they're
rooted?
If
they're not rooted,
they're
they're
fully
not
flowered that have just been cut off and stuck in a bucket of water?
Yeah, I think that's different. I think that's different because it's not a plant. It's not rooted.
I'm just taking them to get them trimmed.
I have a question for you. How long will a plant last in a cup of water?
What, a cut plant?
Yes, a top.
2 or 3 days.
Okay.
Oh, as long as you keep putting water in, fucking forever.
Okay.
Because it'll just
Would a
grow
flowering
roots.
Would a flowering plant grow roots though?
Sure would. Because because you could revert it right back to veg if you wanted to.
Right?
Well, I'm gonna try an experiment because I had to top my plants yesterday or not 2 days ago because they were hitting the top of the greenhouse. So I've got 2 tops sitting in a Dixie cup full of water. Well, not full of water. That I will keep putting water in until I put them downstairs and then put them on what? 18?
24 if you can.
Okay, now at 24 hours light. Okay, I can do that.
Yes.
Now, will my 1,000-watt LED light be too much for them?
No, but your CFLs would likely work a little better.
I don't have those set up
CFLs.
yet. I only have the LEDs set up, and I want to knock.
It'll work out. It'll work. I'm just thinking your CFLs will work a little better and save you a little bit on power.
Okay, but the length of time about the same.
20. You want at least 20 hours of light on them.
And how long does it take to knock them off?
Re-veg, 3 weeks. You should start noticing something after about 3 weeks.
Okay. So I'm going to put those downstairs, and we'll have a little. We'll try a little experiment. I'm not really excited about them because they're tops from the CBD plants, but I may like them, right? I may like the strain. I do like CBD stuff, so
I suppose no.
Buddy Weeds asks a really good question, and it's: are there regulations regarding where the plant is growing and where it is processed? Not really.
But if you're only allowed to carry an ounce, though, but
the regulations state that you can grow 4 plants per property.
Mhm.
But I don't think it has anything in their provisions for processing the plant off-site.
Well, what happens if the person allows you to grow it there, but they don't want you to dry it there?
Well, that's the question. I mean, that's the thing. Is
So
there
let's
anything?
try and
I've read the regulations a long time ago, but is there anything in the regulations that prevents you from taking your 4 plants somewhere else?
This is where
dry
we
and
need
trim.
to. This is a question that somebody needs to jot down so that we can ask Jack next time he's here.
Yeah, that's a Jack question.
That's a Jack question.
Y'all remember it?
Yeah, we'll remember it.
Don't forget.
Hopefully, Buddy will come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Buddy,
Remember, write that down, buddy. And when Jack Lloyd's on the show next time, you can ask him
Jack that question.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter to Jack or to Buddy because of where we live.
Yeah.
No, even medical patients. That's never been in the provisions. The provisions for medical patients is your designated grower had to disclose his location and security, and storage.
Well,
but not processing.
Wouldn't that fall under the carry limit? Because technically you're only allowed to move 30 grams. What is that in plant material?
But if you're medical, you're allowed 100.
A lot less than that. That's one branch.
Yeah.
No, see, it would be a different calculation, right?
Right.
I don't even understand the calculations. Can we just say, like, when I bake brownies, you shouldn't be taking into the weight, the flour, the eggs, the sugar, because there's other things in there too, and that's just crap.
But that's how the police do it. So if the police go in and they raid your dispensary and they take all your brownies,
they weigh is brownies. Weight. Yeah.
Oh my God, that weighs 4,000 grams.
Yeah, so it's got 549,000 fucking.
There's probably 100 milligrams of cannabis in it, but they just nailed you for 4,000 milligrams or grams.
I'm okay. I want to take a break here for a sec. Out of all these strains, which do you think I should try? I just had the Pineapple Express. What do you think? The frosted cherry?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, is that going to make me nappy nap?
Might.
That sounds like a sativa.
No, it's an indica.
We already went through this.
Yeah, we went through this before you got here. This is what happened. You are in detention, by the way. Do not leave at the end of the show because you have a detention 10 minutes for being late.
Whoa.
Just getting ready for school.
Okay.
Couple minutes. 45 minutes late.
No, actually, I was 37 and a half.
Actually, it was 42. I was just being polite and rounding it up.
Oh, okay. But no, that's it's a good question to ask.
So Buddy has his grow and his storage in 2 different locations.
Put the thing up. Put it 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 up.
Right. So as a medical patient, he's got a designated grow somewheres on one property, but he stores it somewhere else. So there's a provision for him to be able to transport that product from that grow site.
Well, he would be the person to talk to about it then.
He just answered us.
Yep. But
right?
what are the
but-
provisions? How are you allowed to transport it? How do you have to contain it? How much can you take at each interval? You know,
Well, you got to make sure that it's secure. The same as it always was under the MMAR, right? So it's got to be secure. Don't have firearms.
you don't have a weight limit anymore on your medical license, right?
Yeah, you do.
You do.
Your
I
medical
thought there
license
was.
has one.
Yeah, there is.
The rec market doesn't have one. The recreational person could have 500 pounds as long as they
Yeah.
can convince them that that's theirs and that's
But
what
you
they
can
do.
only buy it.
No.
But you can only
Wait.
buy it 28 grams at a time.
Okay,
Yeah.
wait. That's incorrect. You're saying you can carry as much cannabis as you want
No.
recreationally?
No, not carry. Have it in your house.
Transport.
Carry,
Oh,
you
sure.
can only carry 150 grams.
Okay,
Whereas
I'm like, you're talking storage.
right.
Okay.
Storage at home.
Yes.
So
Okay.
you can carry as a patient, you can carry 150 grams.
Or 30 days prescription, whichever is.
Yeah, no, I think
Less.
they've kind of limited that to that you can carry 150 grams.
No, because if you have a 1 gram a day license, you can only carry 30 grams medical
Oh yeah,
and
to the
30
maximum
grams
of your
rec.
license. But
Yes,
see,
yes.
I've got a 900 gram license.
Yeah, most people have, like, I have a 3 gram, which equals 150 grams.
Yeah, mine's a 30
So-
gram license and it equals 900 grams a month.
Yeah, but the most as a medical patient you can carry is the 150 grams for medical plus the 30 grams.
Supposedly, the cops say you can't carry that extra 30 because when you're a medical patient, it supersedes your recreational
Limits.
rights, I
So-
guess.
I found the equivalents. The equivalents.
The equivalent.
So, for example, 1 gram of dried cannabis. So you're going to multiply all of these by 30 because that's the carry limit, right? Is 30 grams of dried flower.
For
So-
recreation.
For recreational. Yes, just recreational. Thank you.
Yeah.
5 grams of fresh cannabis.
There's the
So
answer right
what
there.
is that? 150 grams
Yes.
of
I have
fresh
5
cannabis.
grams as
Oh,
well.
no, you said 5 grams of cannabis.
Yeah.
Okay, so for every gram of dried flower,
Yeah.
you can carry 5 grams of fresh cannabis. So you take 5 and multiply it by 30. And that's what the limit is on fresh cannabis
For transporting.
for transport.
Yeah, that's just to offset the weight of water.
Now, where did you get that from? From
This
the
is from the justicegc.ca.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Canada.com. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's
15
just
grams of edible.
How much?
15 grams. Now keep in mind, we're multiplying this by 30 to get the actual transport limit. So whatever 15 times 30 is, that's how many grams of edible product.
Are we done with your website stuff, Marcel?
Yeah, that's why I took it down.
Okay, I'll get rid of it.
Yeah.
You might as well just get rid of it. Take it out. Say goodbye.
Fine, go.
Yeah, so it's 5 grams of fresh cannabis, 15 grams of edible product, 70 grams of liquid product,
Wow.
0.25 grams of concentrates, solid or liquid, and 1 cannabis plant seed.
Hold it. Wait.
Oh, and one
Wait.
seed.
No.
Or,
Step back.
or,
You
yes,
can carry how much concentrate?
0.25 grams.
So a quarter gram per gram of cannabis.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. That's a ripoff. Because there's no way that you'd be pulling 25%. Because that's what it would work out to, that for every 1 gram of bud, you got a quarter gram of concentrate. That's
Yeah, the equivalencies don't work out for sure.
Not at
Is
all.
there
Not
not
at all.
is there no gadget or app or something like they have with plant counts for indoor and outdoor when you're licensed or not, things like that?
There's a calculator that tells you how many plants you can have indoor and outdoor.
But yes, there is. That's what I'm getting. But is there a calculator, a legal government calculator like that, that tells you the grammage of carrying as far as concentrates live and stuff like that? So they don't have that.
So, and that's the frustrating thing too for somebody like me. When I go into a recreational store, I want to get a beverage, I want to get a gummy, I want to try a pre-roll, and now all of a sudden I'm buying different things which have different equivalencies. Like if I was just buying flour, I know I can go in and buy 30 grams.
Wait, is that onus on you to come up with that 30 gram equivalent, or is it on the onus of the retailer?
What do you mean to come up with it? Like to let me know when I'm at my limit?
Yeah.
Oh no, they legally, like the system will not sell you over, like it does. The system does all the calculations.
Most LPs, I've gone into a Canna Cabana in the city and the ones here. Anytime it depends on the store and how friendly you are with them, to be totally honest. But legally, you can only go in there and purchase 30 grams, not 28. 30 grams at a time.
So, and a lot of stores are sticky.
So they'll
say
sell
at a
you,
time.
They'll do that so that they can sell you a 28 gram ounce and a gram of concentrator or something like that, right? But
no, they technically can't sell you that gram because then you'd be over the limit.
The minute you go over 30 grams is what I'm getting at. The minute you go over 30 grams, you have to go out of the store and come back and do a separate transaction.
I was going to say some stores will not even allow. It's per day. It's per day. If they
is
know
that what
you've
it
been
says
in
in
there.
the regulations?
So the regulation says 30. I argued with the store that I used to work at because the regulations say
that's probably why you're not working there.
30 up to 30 grams at a time per purchase. And legally we know we're only allowed to carry 30 grams. That's why the store only sells you 30 grams. So technically if I purchase 30 grams, go home, drop it off, come back to the store and purchase another 30 grams, they should, according to the regulations, they're fine to sell it to me, but because a lot of people still don't understand the regulations, they're just like, nope, once a day. That's it. That's all you get.
I used to, at the Canna Cabana, at Vic Park, and I can't remember the cross street, one of the little malls there. I had to, at first, go in and buy an ounce and then leave, put it in the car and come back and get my hash. And they were totally fine with it. Right. But I got to the point where I started getting annoyed and I went, no. I'm a medical fucking user for one. And you can do two separate fucking transactions, please and thank you, or I'll just find another store to go to. And that argument at the beginning, that argument really worked. And now they check your ID. And if you need to make a couple of purchases, most places will just go, yeah, sure.
Well, yeah, because they're hoping that you're not an ALGC or whatever the friggin' the cannabis people are.
But isn't that entrapment when they do things like that?
No.
Yeah. I think it is, but legally they say no.
So the thing I feel like I push back on the government because this is them not understanding how the free, you can't do this in this sort of market. It's like going into the liquor store and trying to figure out that if I buy a Mickey of vodka, I can only get a bottle of wine, or I can get a bottle of wine and another Mickey. But if I buy a 26er, I can't get the bottle of wine because then I'm over my
Is there a limit for alcohol?
Absolutely not. I can go in and load up as much alcohol into a cart as
I
I
thought you were
want.
going to try and tell me that you can only go in and get X amount of beer and X amount of alcohol.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
That's all that she can carry because she's so tiny. She can only carry so much.
You know what? I could literally. The only thing I can't do is bring my kids in to help me carry it out.
And you know what? And I can remember, as long as I can remember, going into the fucking Summerhill liquor store with my mom and she would let me fill out the card and hand it to the guy, but they would give it to her and we weren't allowed to walk out with it.
Yeah, no, they're so like sticky right now with the rules that like I don't go into the liquor store, but say I went in because I needed a bottle of wine to go to a dinner party. If my daughter was with
says
me,
that at the beginning of the sentence,
they're I'm a huge wino. I drink rosé all day. That's what's in my teacup.
So in our little town, a new owner took over one of the local drinking establishments and kind of got themselves into a little bit of trouble before they even got their liquor license switched over to them. And this weekend, which is the long weekend, they are actually open, but they are not serving any alcohol or anything related to alcohol or gaming for the weekend.
It's a dry bar.
and
you can't smoke either.
What they should do is advertise it as a cannabis-friendly space and tell everybody to go smoke on the sidewalk.
Yeah, but there's 2 other bars right next door, basically. So
yeah, exactly. Go drink over there and come smoke over here.
Yeah, yeah. One of the reasons for it was there was a fight at the bar outside. There was no security outside. A patron had to tell the staff that there was a fight. So as soon as the patron told the staff, everybody in the bar come out to watch it with their drinks. And it's all on camera, right? Like there's security cameras have this guy getting the shit beat out of him and everybody coming out with their drinks in hand to watch the fight. I live in a great town.
That's funny.
Darcy, are you there?
I hear paper. I feel like he's rolling.
No, that was me. I was.
Oh, that's you.
We need to take a quick little break and then come back for Darcy.
Yeah, I'm here, Marcel.
Oh, good. Okay, he is there. I was gonna say you got to make sure he's here before.
Well, he'll leave anyways during the break, so we're gonna take a break and then we'll be back with Darcy's wee whittle grow segment.
Don't roll away.
Are you looking for non-stop, continuous cannabis and psychedelic programming? If you are, then turn your browsers to 420radio.ca or paceradio.net, where you will find the 420 Pace re-rolled Saturday. Everything gets started at 8 a.m. Eastern Saturday morning.
Hi, I'm Timmy.
And I'm Marijane. He's the newbie.
She's the doobie. And this is the show
where we
tote
cannabis.
Talk.
From both sides.
Is that even possible?
This is how we grow the weed.
Don't say a thing. Don't say a word.
Psst. Psst. Darcy. 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 You little fucker.
Hello.
Just sitting there giggling his ass off.
All right, Darcy, hit it up.
Marcel?
Let's go.
Well, are we waiting for MJ to come back from making her tea?
No, you're on with your segment now.
Oh, well, I just got to talk a little bit about. Well, what I was going to do tonight was I was going to show you how to build a grow tent. but that ain't going to happen now because it's just. Well, no, I can do it. I got everything all set up in my shit in my garage already.
Yeah.
I just didn't.
Whatever you want. We got a half an hour left, so.
All right.
No, I don't think I can do it in an hour. I was going to
We'll do that next week. We'll do that next week.
That's the 45-minute segment you have next week, so you got 45 minutes to assemble a tent.
So everybody can take next week off except for Darcy, because he's going to be here teaching you how to grow things.
No, you got to
Alone.
build a grow tent.
Alone. Because it's going to take them 2 hours to put a grow tent together. So you can just watch Darcy.
No, actually,
roll
I
around.
already cheated, Al. I cheated. I already have it. It's already, the frame's pretty much all built. I've not put mine together. I have no idea what's entailed until I do, and I have no reason to put it together at the moment. So. No, you don't.
I've turned the closet into my starter room. And then the big room will be closed off and blah 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 blah, right? And have the big room in there.
Yeah. What's your grow segment going to be about, Darcy?
Yeah. So what are we talking about for grow?
I was going to talk about a couple things, because you got me on.
All right.
You just got me on a roll, so I'm just going to blab here. Reason I'm building my grow tent right now, Al, is because I have one or two strains. I only have one plant of each, but I have one or two strains out there that still aren't pushing a flower, like no bud nowhere. So I want to give it a boost. So if I set my grow tent up,
how is that it is giving them a boost, putting them on lights as opposed to exposing them to true sunlight? How is that a boost?
No, I'm cutting their sunlight away from them to make them think that it's actually 12/12 outside.
So like we were talking about earlier, you're going to turn them back into veg.
No, I'm going to flower them.
Oh, okay.
Right. So when you go to flower your plants, you snap your lights to 12 on and then 12 off. Right. Mm-hmm. Well, outdoors, your plants really aren't at 12/12 yet because you're getting more than 12 hours of light. But them plants that strain specifically might not be a strain for around here. Obviously not.
Okay. I have to be right back. Keep going.
Yeah. And to push them into flower to make them finish in time. I'm going to set my grow tent up and start artificially cutting their light back from them. Or not artificially, I guess. I'm just going to start cutting their light back from them. So that way they think that it is 12/12 outside right now, but it's really not. So that's why I was building my tent, and that's what I was going to explain tonight and show you that process, but I'll save that for next week or the week after. But I was going to talk a little bit about side lighting and how beneficial side lighting is now to gardens, because it's one of the new crazes. But really, when you think about it, it's really not a new craze, because some people have been doing side lighting for years. So it's just a matter of figuring out wavelength on it, because you're using mostly LED light bars to push that light for your side lighting, or CFLs. What I've been reading everything up on so far is LED lighting is a really good thing for it, like a full spectrum LED light. You can use a little lower wattage. Then you don't have to go buy another big 720 watt LED light like you already got. You figure out what you got, and some of them cheaper like you see on Amazon will work just completely fine. I mean, I'm going to use my Spider Farm.
Well, look at the Mars. The Mars lights are very, very good, and you can get knockoffs. The one that I have is a knockoff of a Mars light. It's 1,000 watt full spectrum, and I mean, you saw what it did to that plant that I had downstairs. It got it flowering really well. So
yeah, no. See, the thing there is but the side lighting is so that way there you can leave a little bit more of that.
So you get
in there.
Would a T5 going down the center of the wall behind the plant or on the sides of the plant, would that be enough?
Well, see, this is what I'm starting to research more on now.
Okay, so let's play with that.
I'm gonna have a.
Did you just call Alan moron?
No. What?
You're fucking troublemaker today, lady.
You said you're gonna You're going to research more on, Mal.
No, I want to research more on that one now. Yeah, on side lighting. But yeah, they them from what I've been reading, you can buy the Amazon full spectrum lights are from what I see a lot of people using in their home grows. Now, mind you, in a commercial setting, you wouldn't use them. You'd have
no, but that a commercial setting. Most people these days don't have the luxury of having a grow room in their basement. Most people these days they have a closet that they've converted into a little grow for their 4 plants or however many they got.
Or they have a 4x4 grow tent.
Yeah, or they put a grow tent. I know people who have converted their bedroom closet into a grow room. I know people who have a tent sitting in their living room. If I needed to have a tent here for any reason and I had to have it upstairs, I would just sit it in my living room. I can roll my squisher out into my living room too, which is kind of cool.
That's nice having that tabletop squisher. You can just pick it up and carry it, sit it down, right?
Well, I have mine on a cart.
Yeah, see, 7 grams is maximum with that one.
Is it? But you know what? How many grams do you really need to do at a time for yourself, Darcy?
Well, this is it.
That's a personal squisher. And I remember several years ago, we had this conversation where I said, you know what? I think that every person who is a connoisseur of cannabis, be it medical or recreational, should get a small tabletop or squisher. Go to Canadian Tire and build your own. But everybody who is a connoisseur of cannabis in any way, who likes rosins and things like that, should get their own squisher. It's only like $300, $400. You know, you can get them used.
Like shatter, you should even get a rosin press.
Or even, yeah. I mean, if you like oil, get yourself a green oil machine. If you like making cookies and candles and stuff, get yourself a what do they call it? The magical butter. And it's not magic butter machine. It's magical butter machine. Just to clarify.
You don't get shatter from a rosin press.
No, I said if you like shatter, you should get a rosin press.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, also because you clearly like concentrates and rosin is cleaner, better way,
in his room, he says.
And you just need heat with a rosin press.
Yes.
You're not buying any sort of, thing to strip the cannabis. It's just the heat.
You can make rosin out of a hair straightener if you want.
Yeah, and I was going to say, or
that's
you can
how they
use
started back in the day.
A lot of people just go out and get a t-shirt press still.
Well, the style that press that Darcy got is a t-shirt style. It's a clamshell one where you pull the lever down.
Okay. Yeah.
And then the platens come together that way. The only difference is it's much smaller platens than a t-shirt because you need much more precision pressure, whereas the t-shirt,
a t-shirt doesn't really press all that hard.
It's because it's a bigger area. It works per square inch, right? Yeah. So if you put a 12 by 12 platens on there and squish it down.
I know a few people who have gone and after I got my press, a friend and their kids went out and got a t-shirt press and they were a little disappointed. Now, I have to be honest, I haven't dialed in my expertise on making rosins at all. I've not done it all that much, to be honest. But the reason I've stopped using it so much because I was not getting good, what do you call it? Ratios?
Good return.
Yield.
Good return.
Yeah, you weren't getting a good return now.
Right. Just because I'm not there yet. I'm figuring it out, and I will figure it out once I have the product to use it. But when you only have an ounce or two, to squish 14 grams of that and not get a good return, that's not okay.
Here's the thing. Don't try and squish 14 grams at a time.
I don't. I usually only do 7 at a time.
I wouldn't even do 7. I would do 5 at the most.
And that's what a lot of people have told me to do as well. Yeah.
Yeah, cut back the amount that you're putting, because you're putting 7 grams in there. You'll never get all of the rosin squished off of 7 grams because there's still going to be rosin trapped within
Well,
that
and I
blend.
don't mind that because I'll take those pucks and I'll put them in the magical butter machine and make butter.
Then that's totally fine. You're still getting your full return.
Yes, yes, and that's why I'm not totally off of it. But for the amount of work and precision that you have to do to get a quality return out of it, it's arduous.
Well, it also
because I'm still dialing it in. I mean, it's I was using it more in the city, and the heats are different, the plates are different, the settings are different because the air quality and being in an apartment and being here is different than there. It's much more humid here, so my heats are going to be different, and it's going to
not necessarily
differently.
I would still do 180 degrees and crank that pressure.
Yeah, I can go. I this is a 10 ton, so I can crank it.
Take it up to 3 or 4 ton.
I usually go up to I think the most I've gone is 4.5, 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to
So
there.
Just
I'm
because I couldn't do the plunger anymore.
Yeah, that's the problem with that is it's a lot of manual labor to it.
Well, that's why I'm saying it's very arduous because there's a lot of steps that you have to do, and if you don't watch the heat and the pressure, you leave it too long and you're going to ruin it. You don't do it enough and you don't get your count, and it's
right.
stressful.
But what you do is
when I have an overabundance of stuff to squish, then I'll do it and I'll just go, oh, okay, that's what I got, right?
Right. You do it in increments, though. So when you first put it down, you bring the plates together. Don't put any pressure. Just let it sit there and warm up.
And I do that. Yeah, I do that. I said do.
And slow it down.
What I usually do is I put the product. I make my little envelope and I put my product in, and I've already got the plates heated to the proper temperature, and I leave it sit there for a few minutes, and then I bring it down and I squish it, and I leave it a little bit longer, and then I do the squish for however long I'm not doing any set time. I'm just counting and just kind of gauging on every time I do it a little differently because I'm trying to find that point, right?
Right.
And to find that sweet spot and to find that temperature, it does take time.
You have to dial it in and you have to get used to it because it's like driving a car.
But every strain is different.
Exactly. So, and if you're using different strains in that, and it's also different when you're using indoor versus outdoor, and
outdoor doesn't squish near as nice as indoor does.
Well,
Ash plants give you much better returns.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because
that's funny. I was literally just wondering, does strain? I sent it in the chat. Does strain have anything to do with the amount of return when squishing? Like if you had a more resinous strain,
the more crystal you got.
It does.
And is there anything you can do? I think there are some products, if I'm not mistaken, to help boost the resin production.
Yeah, it's
when growing.
Yeah.
No, when growing, is there like a nutrient? Some people, I think, was it molasses? They're like give molasses to the plant.
I've heard of the molasses thing.
So molasses is a little different. Molasses is what's called a chelation, and it doesn't really feed the plant. What it does is it feeds the bacteria that's in the soil, and that bacteria then breaks down the nutrients to make it easier for the plant to uptake it.
Oh.
Right? So it's basically all you're doing is boosting what the plant is already getting, but in a more viable form. I use Resin XS to boost crystal production, but there's other products out there that you shouldn't use.
What about this one?
I don't know. What is it?
I just want to bump in for a second before.
It depends on what it is.
Before
is
we
bud
finish, I
candy.
need to talk to you guys about what I have to take out of the mixture, the Floramax, and what I have to put in now that everything's in bud. But you go ahead and finish
You
this.
don't have to take anything out.
You don't take anything out. You just add.
Add what?
I just want to say it says here critical carbohydrate mix for big sugary nugs.
Right, but is it a PGR?
Some of them ingredients could be PGRs, MJ.
So PGRs are
They're notorious.
Plant growth regulators, and
That company's notorious for them.
What they do is they make your buds look really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So they make them look good, but it kind of limits the size of your bud at the same time. It's not worth it. The amount of chemicals that you're throwing into your plant, into your bud, isn't worth it. Al, flower enhancer.
Sorry, what?
Add flower enhancer.
Yes.
Now.
Okay.
With everything else.
40 milligrams?
For 5 gallon
40
bucket.
mils
Yep.
per 5 gallons, yes.
Okay.
Yep.
So I'm doing
and then in a few
and
weeks.
that's what I've been doing. What I've been doing, let me finish my thought. Well, what I've been doing is I'm going a little bit over 5 gallons in the tub and adding and doing it at 50 milliliters for each one. Is that okay?
Yeah,
it's fine, but you're not dumping them all in after you fill up the tub with water, are you?
No, I'm mixing it. I'm putting it in while I'm mixing the water. I mix it up really good.
Okay. So you're going to add flour enhancer, which is my favorite one because it smells like bread yeast.
Okay, flour enhancer.
And then in a couple weeks' time.
So we're going to do 40 because that's what, I've been doing. So go ahead.
And then in a couple weeks' time, you'll start giving it resin excess.
Okay, I've already been doing that. Haven't
resin excess, root excess.
Oh, okay. Now, that's what I wanted to ask you, my last question. So tell me in a couple of weeks' time then. Don't tell me now because I'll forget. But the root excess, do I keep that in?
Yes, just use half.
Yeah.
So
it doesn't need as much.
Okay.
So that would be 20 mils.
Yes, that's
Because you still want to create new root hairs, but you don't need to create that great big massive ball.
One of the things that I found really interesting is when I had it downstairs to flour it, right? Before I took it out. Because I was waiting to find, I was sexing it basically. And the minute that, because we haven't talked about it, the plant that I was sexing started flowering downstairs. So I took it out immediately. Marcel said, take it out. I didn't just stop it and make it get bigger. And I'm glad I didn't, because even though it's, a little 2 foot, it'll be 3 feet by the time it's done, but there's buds everywhere all over it. So, okay. That's awesome.
So I've got plants out there that are using resin excess, and also plants out there that aren't ready for resin excess. So it gets a pain in the ass when you start feeding.
Are you using auto pots as well?
Me? No, I use 45 gallon pots.
Are you using auto pots inside?
Me? I'm not growing inside right now, but when I do, I do.
Okay, because I'm starting to get excited about putting everything together downstairs.
I don't put nutrients in the reservoir when I grow an auto
you know
pot.
what?
I only use auto pots for water.
What I'm noticing, and I've got to figure it out tomorrow. I think what I'm going to do is put some boards under each pot because the ground's very uneven. And what I'm noticing is, although everything's flowing through into the pot and they are getting water, they're not getting water up to the top.
They never do.
Okay, good. Now my other
roots
thing
aren't
is
at the top.
the thing that I noticed when I had the plant downstairs. Okay, because I was watering, just pouring into the trough. Wasn't hooked up in that, right? To the hoses. Because I was just putting water in from the top, all the roots came up to the top. And the minute that I took it out and put it onto the system, onto the autopot system, everything went down. I thought that was really neat.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
learning is fun.
The roots will stretch to where the water is. So if you're always watering at the top, then your roots are going to stay relatively at the top.
So should every now, even though I'm using the water pot because it's dummy proof, should I now and then be putting water in the top as well, just to keep the soil moist, or is that keeping it drier going to stop mold?
That soil's still moist. Like if you reach your fingers in there, it's still moist soil.
Yeah. I did that this morning. Yeah.
It's not drenched like it is down at the bottom.
Some are, and some aren't.
Yeah, but the very top layer can be dry, like quarter inch.
Yeah, and that's what's happening.
Up to one knuckle, right? That can be totally dry and it won't affect the plant at all. Down below is where you want it, but I got in the habit of top feeding and bottom watering. So then what happens is they've got water constantly from the bottom through the autopots, but instead of me putting the nutrients into them, I feed them by putting a concentrate in the top of the plant. And then
it drains through. Does it
drains all the way down to all of the...
Does it go into the reservoir and store there?
No, because by the time the roots have taken it all.
Okay. So instead of it just sitting in the water that has it constantly,
it's not going to go into the reservoir because I'm not adding that much. I'm not putting 2 gallons into it. It gets like 500 mils.
Yeah. No, I get it.
That's all it needs is just a concentrated boost. And I've had great success growing in autopots using it that way instead of feeding from the bottom and then fighting with plugged lines and everything else.
Okay, so next question before we go. I have a oscillating fan in the greenhouse, and it works really well. I have power out there, and I'm wondering, do I need to leave the fan on 24/7, or can I shut it off now and then?
I'd leave it on 24/7.
I would leave it on.
I mean, the only reason the fan's in there is to keep things circulating, so I don't get
that's what you want,
right? So all right, so then I'll leave it on.
Turn it off.
I leave it on. The only time I shut it off is maybe for a couple hours when I do the lawn because I got to move the cord.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, so good learning today. Good learning.
We just,
airflow is key, Al.
We had to take the roof off of a greenhouse the other day.
Yeah, you mentioned because it was your plants were too big,
too tall.
Well, that's why I talked
outdoors. Airflow is key.
What was that?
Even indoors, airflow is key.
Oh yeah, well, I know that from because the first year that I was here, I had powdery mildew. So next week we're going to talk more about grow stuff and powdery mildews and stuff like that, and maybe I'll take my phone out and show everybody my plants. And,
sure. Maybe next week I'll tell everyone a cool hack they can do.
Okay. Cool.
By going to the liquor store or to your legal dispensary.
Cool. So you're watching the 420 radio show. We're here Fridays from 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I feel like the word of the week this week was defoliation. If you missed it, go and Google and research what it is, because if you're growing, you're definitely going to want to do that this time of year.
And that's what we did the last show with Darcy. He sat here and defoliated, and that's why I've got no leaves now.
It's hard as a new grower, peeling, pinching and taking those leaves off.
It's very.
I'm very hesitant. You're doing a justice to the plant. If you leave them there, it's worse.
What I noticed is, even though I went and took the big fan leaves off, the plant did all the work. There are no leaves other than the bud leaves right now. They all
Yeah.
dried up and fizzled off and dropped off on their own. I picked them up and threw them out. Right?
Yep.
So,
We
I
were,
mean,
we were at Darcy's the other day, and Darcy was rude and took off and wouldn't visit. So when Chrissy got there, she noticed that his plants needed pruning, so she, of course, starts pruning his plants, and then taught his wife how to do it. So now she goes out and prunes the plants. Darcy's going to come home one of these days. There's not going to be any leaf left on the plant.
well, next year I'm going to work on size and quantity because everything's very stringy, and I know that's my fault because of stretching. But I could have pinched, I could have snipped a little bit more and gotten a little bit more out of it. I know I could have.
Now, is it possible to defoliate too much and cause the plant to stress?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you know when is enough?
It'll tell you.
Is
So
it like
here's the simple
how
rule
much
that
you're
I
supposed to
have.
do every day?
If the leaf has a stem on it that's
Don't
more
touch
than
it.
2 inches long,
Okay.
take it off.
Okay, so touch
I
it.
always go if it's bigger than a baby's hand.
Yeah,
Okay.
which is about
That's
2
about
inches.
2
okay.
inches, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say
Think of
about
a
the
little
size of my
baby hand.
finger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if it's a
Yeah.
long stem, this time of year, because they're going into flower, start taking off the bigger fan leaves because 1, they're blocking light from other buds,
Yep.
and 2, they're blocking airflow.
Well, and they're
And you don't
taking
want-
energy
and you always-
from the plant that
If you're
the
going
plant doesn't
really-
need to give it.
Right, but if you're growing really big plants, which some of us tend to do,
Mhm.
then you leave a few of those bigger leaves on the very tops
Yep.
of the plant. Right? They're the
Those are
closest
your
to the
solar
sun.
panels.
They act as a solar panel to help feed the rest of that plant.
Yeah, photosynthesis and all that.
Yeah.
I learned about that at photography class.
When I
You
used to
learned
grow
about
indoors,
photosynthesis in photography?
Yeah, I'm joking, dude.
when I used to grow indoors, I used to pretend I was the sun and stand over the plant and try and see, can I see all the buds?
Yeah.
Because you want to get all the buds, all the stuff. So
Rule of thumb, MJ, you don't want 2 leaves overlapping each other and laying on each other if possible.
Yeah, you don't want them
Because
touching. I knew that.
moisture is going to create underneath that.
Yep.
When they're laying on top of each other,
Yeah.
they can't dry.
and those summer
And right
mornings,
now,
the
Nova
fall
Scotia,
mornings,
every morning
the
you wake up.
frost.
Yeah,
it's
well,
very
right now in
dewy.
Nova Scotia, you're waking up to dew. Yeah.
Yeah.
I go
It was
up and give
nice
my
and
plants a
dewy
shake.
this morning.
I give my plants a shake in the morning just to help them speed up drying.
And if
Yeah,
we get
you know what? I did that
frost,
too. I did that too last year, or no, the first year, I think it was, because it would have been because I didn't have the fan in there, so I would go in there and it was getting so fucking wet in there that I would shake off the plants. I go in there every morning and do it.
right.
Yeah.
But here, if we get a frost,
We've already had our first frost, Marcel.
the first thing I do when we get a frost is I go out and spray my plants before the sun comes up.
So it doesn't bake them.
Right.
Right.
So
Spray them with what?
basically wash all the ice crystals off the plants because
So
as
the
soon as
spray it
the
with?
sun-
get baked.
water,
Just water.
turn the garden hose on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just go nuts. Spray them all down.
Is that
Same
so
thing
they
you do on
don't
a
bake
golf
in the
course.
sun, or is it because of mold and stuff?
It's because of the sun. As soon as the sun hits those ice crystals,
They
they
bake.
act as magnifiers and it burns the plant.
Yeah, so they bake the plant. Yeah.
Yeah. So you wash the ice crystals off, then it's just water and it's totally fine for the sun to hit it.
Well, that's something to talk about next week. Because guess what, guys?
It's time.
It's time to say goodnight.
Peace out, everybody.
Well, peace out.
So
92.
long, farewell.
Peace out.
Avita, say good night.
Oh my God. And she won't eat the
Bye.
sauerkraut. But she won't eat the sauerkraut.
The opinions of the individuals
Hey.
during this broadcast are their own, and may not be the opinions of their group or other organizations they may be involved with. All medical advice during our broadcast is not a medical opinion and should be checked with your medical physician.
Hi, I'm Timmy.
And I'm Marijane. He's the newbie.
She's the doobie, and this is the show
where we
tote
cannabis.
Talk.
From both sides.
Is that even possible?
Stay tuned. We'll be back after this toke.